Guys, and welcome back to another Frog Panther video. Today I will be showing you how to make this artillery cannon. Now this will also be the first video where I use KineMaster. You can probably see it if there's an icon at the top corner of my video. That's probably from KineMaster. Well, it should probably be the KineMaster logo of what I know. I've used it once before and it did have that icon. It's quite annoying, but it's also quite simple to use of what I know. There's probably some better solution as well, but I will be using this for today. Now, this is how the cannon will have to look like at the finish when you're done building it. Now, these are the parts that you will need to use for the legs of the artillery cannon and or anti-tank cannon. These are the parts that you will need to use for the cannon itself. Now, these are the parts that you will need to use for the main part of the body itself, not the breech. Remember that. You will use some other parts for that, which I will also show you, of course. Now, if you are having trouble, of course, just pause the video, then you can see it much more clearly. Now, this part, it will have to be a complete flat here if you would like for the grip to be the strongest. And you will also have to use inverted brake here, or normal, yeah. This will be for the breech of the gun, as well as the sights, technically. In total, these are all of the parts that you will need to use. It is quite simple actually to make, but the small amount of parts that you will need so many of can be difficult for some. So if you do not have the ability to build this, but you want to build something similar to it, you quite simply just follow the tutorial as much as you can, and then just use some other parts for the other part of it, yeah, if that makes sense. We will of course be starting with the main body. You will start off with taking this part, turning it around, putting this 2x2 grey piece here onto it. After that, you can choose to put on this half tubular piece. Well, it's pretty much just a tube that is able to connect to this part, which you will then connect. Now, because of the fact that these wheels can clearly not connect to these small parts here, that is why that you will be using these small pieces here. I do not know what they are called. Stuff in it. There's also a much easier way to put them in by just simply putting them in here. Now the reason of the fact that we will be putting it in where the stud will be facing inwards, as this will also give it more room, as well as this side will not look as bad. But if you don't want to, and you want like to perhaps put a shield there, you can do that as well if you would like, of course. But this will not be what we will be doing for this video. Then you can just put it on like you would with, if it would even choose to go on. I'm having a bit of trouble since I typically don't build these with only one hand, so I'm using the other hand to film currently. Okay. As you can see, these wheels are, since the main part here of it, where the wheel is on, it does not really move. Well, it shouldn't really move, as it doesn't do that on any other ones. But as you can see, that small stud here gives it more room. If you did not have this, it would not give that room, I don't think so. Well, I don't know if it does, because I haven't tried it yet, but I really don't believe it actually does. As well as the fact that if you turn it around, it will just be much more loose and much more easily to take off. But as you can see, the wheel is very spinny. It can spin quite easily, which allows you to move it around if you make stop motion much more easily, while it doesn't just easily come off. Now, This means that you have made the main part of the body, if you have finished this part of the tutorial. Now, I will be doing the gun now, because that's actually quite easy to do as well. Hopefully with only one arm. Now, what you will start off with here at the top is that you put the... I'll have to put this one back. Yep. Now, you will put this small piece at the end of it, so it's just one long stick here now, with nothing there to do anything bad to it. Yes, good. Now, you will then put on this current piece onto it in the end here. Just put up as far as you wish. Though remember, you will have to put it down into the... It's quite tight, holy shit. There we go. Typically I don't have it too far up, as it can be quite difficult when you also have to put on this piece here, this shield type of piece. I use it as a shield, as I don't really have any other piece that I can really change it up with until it really just gets hit by and in with the wheels, which we do not wish. Now, you will be needing this I believe it's called a 1x1, as it is just a singular piece, a rounded singular black piece here. You can also use a brown, or pretty much whatever piece that you will want to use, as long as it isn't pink, as that could probably be shown quite easily. Meanwhile, the other colors, like, I guess couldn't really. But that is your own choice. Now, you will need the piece to have a hole in the middle here, for it to be able to be put into this hole here. Now, because of the fact that this part here cannot exactly just go in to this way, unless you change this out, that is why we've chosen to use this piece here. And hopefully this tutorial isn't just showing how to make another YouTuber's anti-tank gun, or whatever, like another person that has made the exact same model. If that actually happens, I am going to be so sad, because I have spent quite a long time on trying to figure out how to build this. Now, you will of course be putting the part into the black piece now, but typically I actually just wait until the whole cone piece is down with the black piece, as that makes it much easier to, well, it also makes the gun longer, while it doesn't exactly look bad like this. It doesn't matter if this part sticks out too much, as it really is only there to make sure that this gun doesn't fall out. Put it on. Now you can see that you've already made the front of it pretty much. Now that's great. Now we will be doing the breech, because we cannot put on the legs without the breech. And we will be using this part here to make the breech. This will be the main part of breech, but we will not just be putting it on like this. No, we're putting this 1x1 square light grey onto it in the front here. Well, also known as the top, I guess, and match it up as much to the actual scale itself. Yeah, good. And then you can just put it on like so onto it. This will pretty much be the main part of your breech. Should also make the gun look more alive, I guess. You can use these hands, I guess. Well, whatever these things are, the grippers, yeah, I guess. You can put it on here, and that will do so that you are able to put this on. Now you have the sight, It may be a bit crooked. It may put the part on a lot of stress. I don't know, as it personally does not really matter to me. As it does not really look as if it has been put on much stress anyway. It really does not look as if it's even put onto any stress that isn't normal. Now the piece should be coming together much more nicely. Now, of course, for the part here, you will need a part where the breech can actually be loaded. Just be putting it on. Hold on. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Now, you'll be putting it on here in the bottom. Just flip that around. Put the square part of it here. Put I'd say technical difficulties. Yeah, good. Now you have the breech. You can close right up. Look, it only leaves a slight crack there, which is barely noticeable. Hopefully, at least. Well, I can barely notice it, so it doesn't really bother me too much. Now we will remove that away. As now we will be doing the legs. We will need these two gun pieces, also known as fire hose pieces apparently. Now you will be putting these pieces here in the front onto it, and this will be how to make the main part of the legs. These fire hose pieces will, this end here, this will be what will connect to these holes here. Now, the other parts that you need for this gun is these small pieces here. Bunch. These are a very key part of it if you would like to have the bottom part of the legs, as without them you wouldn't be able to put on these little stub pieces which you use to put on these pieces. Yes. Then be putting it on here, like so. And I am very sorry if this tutorial is too long, but I've tried to do it as quickly as possible, as I am not exactly the best at making tutorials, as I am also not exactly the best at explaining things. I will be putting it the other way that this part is facing to make it better looking, I guess. You can also, of course, turn the other way if you would like, but I do not really recommend this. Boom. You've made the legs. Now you will of course just be needing to put it on and into the holes here. This shouldn't be too difficult. I've accidentally turned one of them the wrong way. But, as you can see, this is the anti-tank gun or artillery gun finished. This will be how the finished product will hopefully look. That will be it for this tutorial. Goodbye.